It's Halloween! Or it was when I started looking for the mods to play for this video. I was feeling the holiday spirit, so I wanted to find a mod that would fit the holiday theme, but I didn't want to play something childish like the spooky mod, no. I wanted something scary. And that's when I came across the mod, Ultranium. Now this is what I was looking for, a mod that adds creepy weapons, even creepier biomes, and of course, horrifying enemies. Like check some of these guys out. This is an abyssal eel, an absolute monstrosity of an enemy, and they only get worse from here. This one is known as the Mother Phantom. It's absolutely disgusting, and I would hate to see what its babies look like. Oh, and don't even get me started on the bosses. Guess this guy's name. I'll give you a second. It's called Absolute Dread, and I will just leave that one there. There are many more awful beasts and monsters to witness, but you'll just have to stick around and see. The first thing I did on day one was equip this mysterious cabbage that gave me a cute little guinea pig pet. I then got some wood like I do every time I start a new world and headed over to the right where I filled the Terraria version of a 1-block vertical jump for the beef. I explored over to the left this time and got straight to mining. I just wanted to get all the boring stuff out of the way as soon as I possibly could. Also, the keybinds are kind of broken for whatever reason, so unfortunately I had to mine every single ore by hand. The first cave turned out pretty well. I got 2 life crystals and found 2 underground cabins where I got some Hermes boots and a band of regeneration, but the cave ended up being more of a ditch, so I recalled back to spawn and got to work on my lovely abode. When the sun came up, my house was looking as basic and boring as it possibly could have been, but at least I think my guinea pig was enjoying it since it hadn't moved an inch the entire time I was building it. It was around Halloween when I started recording this, so pumpkins were growing everywhere, and it just so happens that the first set of actually good gear in this mod is made with pumpkins, so I made a pumpkin buster and a pumpkin scepter. They both dealt 12 damage, but the buster flung pumpkin seeds, whereas the scepter summoned a creepy little carved pumpkin to accompany me and my guinea pig. I spent the rest of the day testing out the ranged and magic pumpkin weapons and finished my house, but I wasn't really a big fan of either of these weapons. I then built a small hut where I'd strut the elevator and then spent the rest of the day constructing my grand NPC hotel that would hopefully expand all the way into space, but for now it had 10 rooms along with the lobby. I continued exploring to the left in hopes of finding an actual cave, but not only did I not find a cave, I ran into a new biome known as the Shadow, and this place was spooky. To make matters even worse, these 2 dark demons came at me and they Eiffel Towered me to death. They tag teamed me to death. For these new enemies, I figured that the ranged pumpkin weapon, the pumpkin bomb, would serve me better, so I grabbed it and headed back to the shadow biome, and it actually worked out wonderfully for me. This weapon had some crazy knockback. This biome grows a shit ton of these glow shrooms that, when it lowers my defense a bit, but makes me emit a strange glow. The enemies drop shadow mana that can be combined with tenebrous ore in order to make tenebrous alloys that are used for a bunch of better gear, but I can't do any of this until after the Brain of Cthulhu has been defeated since I can't currently mine the ore. I continued exploring the shadow and it was just like any other biome. It had a unique wood, new enemies, weird tentacles sprouting from the ground, and something below the surface, but this shit takes way too long to mine, so I won't be going down here anytime soon. When I returned home, there was a new NPC waiting for me called the Keeper, but he sold literally nothing. Nothing at all. Since I still hadn't found a new cave to mine in, I just got started on my elevator, mainly looking for life crystals, but I wasn't finding anything good at all. I was down there for so long and didn't come across a single life crystal, but I did have enough gold by the end of the night to make full gold armor, so I guess that was cool. I continued mining in the elevator, and now that I had gold armor, I was strictly looking for life crystals, but guess what? I found a single one. I only found one. At this point, my inventory was reaching capacity, so I started making magic storage to deal with this issue, but then I realized that I don't even have diamonds to make magic storage. Like, what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm better than this. I was down in the dumps with how long this was taking me, so I decided to explore to the right again now that I could actually make it across the desert, and I didn't find a single cave until I was all the way at the jungle. I hopped in the cave there, and I kid you not, I managed to find 3 life crystals in a fraction of the time it took me to find 1 in my elevator. The only issue with searching for these life crystals in the jungle was that I was dying a lot, and it was a pain in the ass to walk all the way back to the jungle every time, and now that I think about it, I should have just made a temporary home. On top of the cave. God, I'm an idiot, dude. I spent like another half hour, 45 minutes inside of the jungle cave looking for life crystals, and by the end of it, I only found 3. Do you know how annoying this is? I have never had a worse world generation in terms of the amount of life crystals present. Like, this shit is absolutely ridiculous. I did end the day by making a new ranged weapon called Jungle's Wrath out of all the stingers and spores that I've obviously been getting, and it just throws spears, but it dealt more damage than everything else I had. At this point, I figured that I had enough health to at least take on like the first 2 bosses, so I built a quick little arena, made a slimy crown, and managed to defeat the King Slime, but only because the King Slime is like the freest boss in this game. Thankfully, I got a slimy saddle on my first try, and then built some more NPC housing while I waited for it to be night. Once night arrived, I summoned and defeated the Eye of Cthulhu no problem. It dropped a Staff of Cthulhu summon weapon that summons a Servant of Cthulhu to fight for me, but it said that it only has like a minute duration, so I never used this item because of that. But later on I learned that every summon weapon in this mod says that, including the pumpkin one that I'm currently using. I finished up that extra NPC housing early the next day and headed back to the jungle where I didn't find a single life crystal, and then ended up in the Underground Crimson making an arena for the Brain of Cthulhu fight. I then thought that I could take on the Brain while missing 120 health, but I obviously couldn't and died very quickly. I was determined to get this life crystal bullshit done and out of the way, and after deciding to actually use my brain and drink a Splunker potion, I managed to find the rest of them easy peasy. I also found a shit ton of diamonds and used them to make magic storage. Things were finally starting to look up for me. By the end of the day, I took out the Brain of Cthulhu like it was the Desert Scourge from the Calamity mod. The joke here is that the Desert Scourge is like the easiest boss in the Calamity mod. Afterwards, I upgraded my storage containers to Crimson, organized everything in my home, and made full Crimtane armor. Pretty much immediately after that, the Goblin army attacked, but they were no match for my Crimtane pike. One of the measly goblins dropped a Shadow Rod that actually turned out to be pretty good, thanks to its piercing ability. Afterwards, I headed on over to the Shadow Biome and started digging down because, like I said earlier, there's Tenebrous ore down there, but when I found some of it, I was unable to mine it because I had totally forgotten to make a Deathbringer pickaxe, so I went home, made one, and returned to the Shadow Biome to mine some Tenebrous ore. I used the new ore to make the Shadow Wisp staff. It's a summon weapon that deals 21 damage and summons Shade Wisps. I wasn't feeling the best about how my house looked, so I went back to the Shadow Biome to mine the trees there and get Eldritch Wood to decorate it, though before I started the remodel on my house, I made full Tenebrous armor, and the set bonus gave me an extra 2 minions and increased summon damage. Once the remodel was done, my house was looking even shittier than before, but I didn't care much anymore since it was time to take on the first modded boss, the Zephyr squid. I wanted to be a mage, so for this fight I made a Shadow Staff, a magic weapon that casts a Shadow Bolt, and it was pretty good. To summon the squid, I needed some coral bait, but if you've seen any of my other videos on 1.3 mods, you would know that the ocean doesn't seem to work for whatever reason, so I had to load up the cheat sheet mod and give myself a bunch of coral. I then made a coral bait, built an arena near the ocean, and made some calamari. This boss was interesting enough for it being the first one of the mod, but I really hope they get cooler later on. I really hope so. It dropped a handful of Zephyr chromatophores that make some new weapons, a Zephyr Squid's Tentacle that increases critical strike chance by 10%, and a Zephyr Knife that throws out short-lived Zephyr Knives. I used the chromatophores to make the Zephyr Trident and test it out on the Zephyr Squid, but it was kinda ass. I did get this sick-ass squid mask though, so that was pretty cool. That was worth it. When I got home, I made the Zephyr Scepter, a summon weapon that summons a little baby version of the Zephyr Squid, but it was lacking in damage, so I never really used it. In the end, I didn't end up using any of the Zephyr gear since the Tenebrous gear I had was way better. I'd gotten sick and tired of running all the way to the shadow biome for shadow mana, so I grabbed all of the eldritch moss that I had and made my own shadow biome directly to the right of my house. This took me literally all day to do, other than when I took a little break to fight the Skeletron, but I ended up losing that anyways. I continued to terraform this biome, and when I finished, I summoned a bunch of Remains of Cthulhu to make some money. And let me just say that the look of the shadow biome is honestly gorgeous to me. Like, I get that it's kind of eerie, but it's like a good kind of eerie. Afterwards, I went looking for the Goblin Tinker and actually managed to find him for once, so I bought some rocket boots and a Tinkerer's Workshop. I then went over to the dungeon and waited for it to be night. Once night arrived, I took out the Skeletron, but it was a struggle. Oh my god, I cannot believe I pulled that out. Holy shit. With the Skeletron being defeated, I started exploring the dungeon, and I actually found something new in here for once. One of the skeletons dropped an ancient javelin that was pretty much identical in power to the Crimtane pike I was using earlier, but the thing about all of these javelins and pikes is that I can combine them all into the Knight's Javelin, kind of like the Knight's Edge. Including the ancient javelin, I had 3 or 4 parts for this weapon, with the last part being made out of hellstone, so I spent like half of the day finishing my elevator. Once I was in hell, I drank an obsidian skin potion and got a shit ton of hellstone. I then returned home and made the Lance of Inferno and then combined all 4 parts into the Knight's Javelin. It was just like any of the other weapons I had been using, but it dealt 31 damage instead of the typical like 18. I also made a molten pickaxe while I was at it. I then made some frozen food, the summon for the next boss, Glaceron. Once the sun rose, I made an arena for the fight and put the heat on Glaceron. Again, I really hope that the bosses later on are cooler, because the pre-hardmode bosses for this mod just aren't cutting it, but I will say that I like that this boss had 2 phases. Glaceron dropped a bunch of Glacial Pelt, a Glaceron Talon, and a Glacial Wand. The Wand summoned these sick-ass ice tornadoes, the Pelt made some new gear, and the Talon increased my armor penetration by 5 and gave my projectiles a chance to inflict Frostburn. I used the Glacial Pelt to make the Ice Walker armor set, and it was literally the exact same as my Tenebrous armor, except it didn't give me any extra summons, so I didn't use it. Afterwards, I made some more NPC housing and decided to explore the rest of the surface. While exploring, I came across this altar of sorts that housed 2 statues and a chest right in the middle. The chest contained an ancient nature relic and an ancient hell relic. The nature relic increases magic and summon damage by 7%, increases max mana by 20, and increases max minions by 1, while the hell relic increases melee and range damage by 7% and increases max health by 10. I equipped the ancient nature relic, and since I was already robbing the place, I decided to take those 2 statues and put them up in the lobby of my NPC hotel because they were sick as hell. The only boss left in pre-hard mode was the Wall of Flesh, so I half-assed the Hell Highway in like 10 minutes and managed to defeat it on my first try. When the wall collapsed, I got 2 status messages. Something dreadful wanders throughout the lands, and spatial creatures wander in the sky. I immediately started looking around the surface, and I found nothing. So I drank a gravitational potion and took to the sky, where I also found nothing. I decided that it might be easier if I set up the platform in space, so I stacked a rope all the way up there and made a teensy tiny little platform, and some new enemies started to spawn, but they didn't drop anything at all. I did some research and found out that the next boss was named Dread, and I needed to kill a bunch of these Dread enemies that only rarely spawn up in space. I went back up to my platform with a battle potion and a water candle this time and continued to farm these new space enemies in the hopes that a Dread enemy would spawn. After a while, I didn't see a single Dread enemy, but these other guys were dropping this stellar dust that, when combined with meteorite, makes stellar bars that are used to make some crazy good weapons and armor. And lucky for me, the armor was summoner only. I spent pretty much all day up there gathering up as much stellar dust as I could, but once I thought I had enough, I ran into an issue. A meteor hadn't even crashed into my world yet. It was impossible to tell when or even if one would crash, so I resorted to getting a shadow key from the dungeon and searching through every single shadow chest in hell, but unfortunately I only managed to find 15 bars. I went over to the Crimson and destroyed every orb I could find, fully knowing that this wouldn't change the effects of anything at all. I also mined some of the altars while I was there. I wasn't sure of what to do about my meteorite situation, so I just pushed it out of sight, out of mind, and zoomed through all of the hard mode ores. Once I was finished with that, I gave up on the plan of making armor out of the stellar bars and instead made the Stellar Fracture, a magic weapon that dealt 55 damage and fires a spread of stellar beams. I did a bit more research and found out that there was this other summoner armor and gear made out of Shadow Flame that drops from goblin summoners, so I summoned the goblin army and my new weapon absolutely shredded them. Once it was over, I had 17 Shadow Flame, which wasn't nearly enough to make everything that I wanted, but it was a start. I used the bit that I had to make a Shadow Flame staff that summoned Shadow Flame apparitions to fight for me. I then summoned another goblin army, and this new summon made it so much easier to deal with. They were amazing. I now had plenty of Shadow Flame, but I also needed Souls of Night, so I headed down to where Hell met the Underground Crimson and spent the rest of the day farming for some. After a bit, I finished gathering up enough Souls of Light, and then some, and then used them along with the Shadow Flame to make full Shadow Flame armor, and this shit was amazing. Hands down, this shit was amazing. My defense practically doubled, and the set bonus makes my minions inflict Shadow Flame. I also used the Souls of Night to upgrade my Pumpkin Scepter to the Eldritch Pumpkin Scepter. I was now as ready as I could be to take on the next boss, but I still needed to kill a bunch of dread enemies, so I went back up to my platform in space and got to work. After a while of farming and making some pixie wings, I came to the conclusion that what I was currently doing wasn't going to cut it, so I decided to make the Battle Cry. It's an item that increases enemy spawn rates by 10 times. With this, I went back to the platform up in space and actually got to work. All I needed were 15 Dread Flames, and doing things this way, I was actually getting some Dread enemies to spawn, but it was a very slow process that took up the entire day. Eventually, once I had exactly enough, I used up every last Dread Flame I had to make a Beacon of Fear to summon the next boss, and apparently this shit was consumable. So I need to beat this thing in one go or I would be very, very upset. I had nothing left to do, so I just stood still and waited for it to be night. Once nighttime had arrived, I walked over to my arena and ended Dread. Boom. 3, 2, 1. Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh my goodness, this guy looks horrifying. Okay, you don't shoot its face, you shoot its legs. Ooh. I am all out of mana. Okay, so far this boss isn't hard at all. It's just a little creepy. But other than that, it's like... Other than that, it's nothing, really. Where are all my minions, bro? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, okay, okay. That was my bad. Okay, there's one down. Oh! Oh, he's dashing. He is most certainly dashing. That's fine, that's fine. This is okay. He's gonna start dashing again, I think. At least soon. Yep, there it is. 2. He's gonna do the third one. Boom. And then he's done. Oh, this is a little scary. Okay, there's just the one. Boom. It's not over. Now I gotta hit its head. Now it's free flying. Now it's free flying. Holy shit! Oh my god! 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 Oh, that was a lot of fire. Oh, that was a lot of fire. Too much fire for me. Too much fire for my liking. Oh, he's shooting waves. Oh, here comes the dashing. Okay, the fire's gonna start coming again soon. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! He's homing on me! Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Okay, come on, baby. Oh my god. I'm getting a little singed. That's okay. That's okay. Everything's good. Ah, you missed. Come on, man. I recharge. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's throwing the little meteors at me. That's okay. I'm about to have enough heal. Oh shit, the flames are back. Oh my god, my ass is being burned. Oh, he's singeing my wings. Oh, he's singeing my wings. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, come on, baby. Oh, get circled. Oh shit, okay, don't circle, don't circle. Alright, nice, nice. So far, so good. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. Oh, the fire. Oh, the fire. Now's the time. 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 Come on. Come on. Finish them off, minions. Finish them off. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Too easy. Too easy. I never went under half health. That guy was too easy. After fighting this boss, I just know that all the bosses that come after it are bound to be cool because this one was pretty awesome. Dread dropped a bunch more Dread Flames, a new sick-ass magic weapon called Fear's Flame that deals 67 damage and fires a bunch of Dread Balls, some Dread Scales, and a Core of Fear that causes all projectiles to inflict Dread and it gives me a chance to erupt Dread Flame bolts when I'm hit. I used the Dread Flames and Scales to make a Dread Staff, a summon weapon that deals 50 damage and summons Dread minions, but holy shit did these guys suck ass, they were so bad. Up next were the mechanical bosses, and since I had nothing to do, I just waited till night again and defeated Skeletron Prime. At this point, I was kind of fed up with being a mage because I hate that mana is limited, so I used the hollowed bars that I got and made the Sanctus Stella. It's a ranged weapon that kind of works like those light discs for the melee class. I had to wait for night again to fight the other mechanical bosses, so I spent the day leveling the ground to the left of my house and fighting the old one's army, but I just kept losing it. Once night arrived, I spent the rest of the day taking out the twins and then took out the destroyer early the next day. I then headed on over to the Shadow Biome and mined directly under where those weird tentacles are so that I could access the dark depths. This entire area is blocked off by Darkstone that can only be mined with a Drax or higher. Down here were all sorts of enemies and it was incredibly dark, but there were two new materials that are used to make the next set of gear, Depth Glowstone and Abyss Chunks. I gathered up a whole bunch of this stuff, and at the very bottom was a chest that only had a single rift artifact in it that said it was currently broken and needed to be repaired. I headed home and used the two new materials to make full Abyss Warren armor. It was just wonderful. I'm not going to read all this though. You guys can read this. Pause here. I'm not reading this. The two new materials are also used to make depth keys that work exactly like Keys of Light and Night do. So I summoned a bunch of depth mimics also that I could get the Nyrakath. I probably pronounced that wrong. I'm sorry. But it's a summon weapon that summons shade demons that shoot demon slice, and these guys were fire. I then went to the jungle and spent the entire day carving out a Plantera arena. I finished the arena the next morning and then proceeded to beat the shit out of the Plantera. Once it was defeated, I headed on over to the dungeon to get some ectoplasm to make an ethereal lantern so that I could summon the next boss. I'm just cruising through these guys at this point. I summoned Xanis, and this was the first boss to actually give me a hard time in this mod. His moves weren't all too difficult to follow. It was the second phase of the fight where I wouldn't be able to attack him at all, and I would instead have to defeat two different apparitions of him. That first attempt helped me realize that maybe multi-classing as a summoner / ranger just wasn't it, and since I had to wait for night again anyways, I decided to spend the day trying out some new weapons. I decided to go summoner slash melee, so the first weapon I made was the Phantom Slicer since it deals 66 damage, and it just so happens that the projectile it threw pierced. I then came to the conclusion that the Phantom Slicer was pretty much the exact same as that ranged weapon I was using, so I decided to make the true Chaos Blade in this guy. After reforging, dealt just over 100 damage, shot projectiles fast, and had a 20% chance to fire a Chaos Blast that would home and deal double the damage. I spent the rest of the time before night arrived looking for life fruits, but I was only able to find a handful. I tried this new weapon against Xanis, and yes, I was dealing more damage, but it still felt like it wasn't enough. The next day, I decided to go get more Depth Glowstone and Abyss Chunks to make the melee helmet for my armor so that I could fully switch over to melee. I also defeated the Wall of Flesh again and got a warrior emblem and spent the rest of the time before night looking for life fruits. When night arrived, I was sure that I had done enough to ensure my victory, so I called forth the ethereal demon for the final time. Shit, wait, let me get these guys in. 3, 2, 1. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. This shouldn't be too difficult. This shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, I'm so nervous because I don't want to have to wait another day to fight this boss, dude. Yeah, I think I am killing him a lot faster though. Ooh, okay, so far so good. So far so good. We are about to enter phase 2. Phase 2 is right up on the horizon. Yep, here it is. Yep, and I'm already down half my health. This is fucking awesome. God, dude, how am I supposed to dodge all of that? You know what? I actually don't even care. Hold on, watch this shit. I don't even care. I don't even care. Eat my ass. This boss is ridiculous. This boss is ridiculous. I don't even care. Come on, we just gotta kill him. Okay. Okay, we are doing pretty good so far. Oh. I just gotta keep my distance from him, honestly. Oh, this is not keeping my distance. Oh, ow. Okay, nope, we're fine. Healing. Ow. Yeah, you just gotta stay far away. That's the trick. That's the goal. Is to just stay far away. This is not staying far away. See, this is staying far away. Now I don't even have to deal with that other move. And the other guy just teleports to me so I get free hits on him. Oh. Whew, okay. Healing at the nurse like that was kind of a pussy bitch move to do, but honestly, I couldn't care less. Because I have this boss figured out now. At least this phase is figured out. Oh shit. Okay, well, I might have to deal with the move. Nope, I'm too good. Me when I'm dead ass too good. Please die. You guys have so much health. Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, nope, we're still good. Thank god. There's one. Thank god, dude. Holy. Oh, ow. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. No, we're fine. Honestly, that move is so much easier to dodge now. Okay, after this move, I do need to stay close to the ground so I can fucking move. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I need to heal like ASAP. I would love to have the opportunity to heal. Okay. Hey, if you kind of go where the old ones disappear, you can just like they don't spawn in the same place twice. So you can kind of just dodge them all. Oh my god, I have this in the bag! Oh my god, I have this in the bag. Oh, I'm getting kind of cocky, but I have this in the... Boom! That's what I'm talking about, dude. I knew I had that in the bag. Let's go. I'm sorry I used the nurse once, but let's fucking go, dude. This is what I've been waiting for, bro. Xanis is currently carrying this mod. He dropped a handful of ethereal flesh that makes some new gear, a Xanis core that increases all damage and crit by 15% when below half health and gives me the ability to unleash a circle of homing ethereal bolts, and an ethereal staff that summons ethereal wisps. I swapped out my ancient relic for Xanis' core and used some of the ethereal flesh to make the ethereal buster, and this weapon was amazing. Like, after reforging it, it dealt 116 damage, and it shoots multiple projectiles at once, so it pretty much does a couple hundred damage. I then warped myself into the jungle temple and defeated the golem with, like, not a single issue whatsoever. Once night arrived, I fought Xanis again, significantly faster this time, and used the ethereal flesh to make the occultist armor. This armor was a multi-class armor, so it granted me a little bit of everything for each class. I then started off the next day by making myself a fire gauntlet for more melee buffs. Afterwards, I took out the lunatic cultist and got to taking down the lunar pillars right away. I took them out in order of easiest to hardest, so I obviously started with solar and then went to stardust. I then took out the vortex pillar, made an asphalt platform, and finally ended with the nebula. When the moonlord spawned, I thought I was going to take it out first try like I usually do, but this mod is actually balanced unlike a lot of other mods I've played, and so the moonlord fight was actually really difficult and I ended up losing. But thankfully, after switching to ranger and buying a jetpack, I was able to defeat it. I don't know why I always try to go melee. I suck with melee. Instead of opening the treasure bag, I ultimately decided that it would be better to lose out on the Luminite and just get the SDMG. With this weapon, I was able to take out the Moonlord a few more times with ease. Unfortunately, there was nothing new to make out of the Luminite, so I just made Vortex armor and then some Master Ninja gear. I then turned my Ancient Nature Relic into an Ultranium Sigil to summon the Guardian Deity of Nature, Ultram. I initially struggled with this fight, but after figuring out that there's no better bullet than the Crystal Bullet, I defeated Ultram, the Guardian Deity of Nature. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm doing so much more damage with these crystal bullets. God, I don't know how to dodge these. What? Oh, he's at half health, okay. Okay. Ah, you can't catch me, you can't catch me. Oh shit, he's shooting me so much faster. Fuck. Okay, yep, I'm just gonna stand back and wait. Holy shit. Where is he? Oh, he's just sitting still now, okay. Okay, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, thank god. Oh, I was gonna die there real quick. Oh man. Sick mask. I'm actually quite disappointed. Like, compared to the Xanis fight, this one was just as easy as the Plantera. Ultram dropped a bunch of Ultram Essence shards used for crafting new gear, an Ultram Relic shard that said if combined with the other half, its power can be restored, and a flail melee weapon that deals almost 300 damage. I used the Essence shards to make the Ultranium Kunai, a ranged weapon that throws out a bunch of kunai that home towards enemies. I also made the Nature Scepter, a summon weapon that summons a mini Ultram, but only one can be summoned at a time. I tested the new weapons against the Moonlord and they did not disappoint. They were so good. I then spent some time finding the rest of the life fruits that I needed. The next boss was pretty much just an Ultram that's red, but I can only fight it in hell. I know I'm gonna have to make a big ass arena for this next boss fight, so to speed things up, I started growing a surface mushroom biome. Okay, so originally I was gonna have the truffle move in to get some shroomite bars and make the shroomite digging claw because it's the fastest pickaxe in the game, but I got horribly sidetracked. While waiting for the surface mushroom biome to grow, I noticed something out of the ordinary growing, so I obviously plucked it from the ground and got something called a morsum that had no use whatsoever. There was just some mumbo jumbo explaining what kind of mushroom it is. I did some research on the Ultranium wiki and found out that this mushroom, along with 6 other hidden ones, are used to summon a secret boss that isn't mentioned anywhere in the game. Like, the only place this secret boss is listed is on the wiki. When you scroll all the way down the bosses tab, at the very bottom of it, there's like this like table of bosses of how you fight them in order. It's listed in the very bottom right corner. Anyways, I decided that while I was waiting for this biome to grow, I would gather up the 6 remaining mushrooms so that I could summon this secret boss. I started off by getting the strange undergrowth mushroom, and to get this one I had to talk to the skeleton merchant while already having one of the 7 mushrooms in my inventory. I then got the, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, and to get this one I just had to catch a temple shroom found in the jungle temple. Up next was the fart, and this one was easily the most annoying one to get. First I had to kill like 100 worms until one of them dropped a whoopee cushion with specifically a question mark on the end of it, and then I had to find an extractinator to toss it in, but my issue with that was I didn't know they were only found in ice chests, so I ended up looking for like a day and a half. Next up was the soul-crushing disappointment mushroom, and to get this one I had to defeat the Skeletron during the day, and even with all of my post-Moonlord gear, it took me 3 minutes to take him out. At this point, the surface mushroom biome still hadn't grown enough for the truffle to move in, so I just kept on extending it until I had consumed like all of my house. There was no more forest biome, it was only mushroom biome. I was also at a point where I couldn't get any more mushrooms until this shit was done, so all I had to do was wait. I waited, and I kept on extending this biome, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't until I made a floating surface mushroom biome and placed hundreds of glowing mushroom seeds for the truffle to then move in. As soon as this asshole moved in, I bought what I needed from it and then watched him slowly melt away in lava. I imagine that this death was excruciatingly painful because if it was anything less, I would be disappointed. Also, I had to do this because the truffle drops itself, but as a mushroom for the secret boss. I then finally made the shroomite digging claw and spent probably like an hour carving out this arena. It took me so long to do this, but the relief I felt when it was done resembled what I imagined death is like. This arena doesn't even matter though, because it was time for me to take on the guardian deity of hell, Ignotum. Okay, here we go, summoning Ignotum. 3, 2, 1. It looks exactly like the other boss. Like carbon copy, except he's red. Man, dude is... oh, okay. Well, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, because I have to stay in hell. Oh my god, my arena is useless. I just gotta stay in this bottom layer. Okay, but dude is easy as hell. Like, actually insanely easy. Oh, god damn it, he did it again. Is he coming back? Oh, never mind, he's coming back down, okay. Okay, seriously, deadass, don't leave hell, like, at all. He just bolts straight off the map. Oh, ow. Oh, that makes this so difficult. Oh, he's at half health. Phase 2? Phase 2? Phase 2 is very lackluster. Oh, okay, there's some beams coming from the sky now. No, I'll be honest, still very lackluster. Oh! That was a cool move, except it sucked. Except it sucked. Oh, I see. Okay, well, that was kind of cool. Oh, this is kind of cool. Again, but it sucked, though. Okay, and that's it. Game over, that was it. God, that was so easy. That was so disappointing. God, both Ultram and Ignotum, so disappointing. So much worse than Xanis. Hopefully Absolute Dread can pull through. Fear flows through your veins. I lied. This whole arena was a waste of my goddamn time because I literally couldn't leave hell, and this fight lasted like a whole minute. Ignotum dropped a bunch of Ignotum Essence Shards and an Ignotum Relic Shard. God, that's hard to say. I combined the Relic Shards that I had gotten from Ultram and Ignotum to make the Guardian's Insignia. It increases my damage by 15%, critical strike chance by 10%, my max life by 40, and it gives me 3 more minion slots. I then made the Igneous Impaler, the Igneous Scepter, and the Nether Blaster out of all the Ignotum Essence Shards that I got, and guess what? All of them sucked. Every single one of them sucked, but I continued to use the Igneous Scepter anyways because it was just a free minion. I didn't even check what time it was, but with how all these boss fights were going, I knew I could just move right on to the next boss, Absolute Dread, and I was completely right, but just as I was about to win, it became day. I had literally nothing to do, so I just waited until it was night, for like the 7th time this playthrough. Once nighttime had arrived, I gave myself plenty of time and summoned Absolute Dread for the final time. Okay, here we go. Summoning Absolute Dread. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Wait, it's just normal Dread. Wait, it's just... Oh, wait, never mind. It's Dread with 3 question marks now. He doesn't even know who he is. Okay, this first phase is still easy as hell. But then again, I haven't even gotten to the boss fight yet because I'm still just breaking the legs. Alright, here we go. Oh, that doesn't look good. That's not good. That is not good at all. No bueno, no bueno, no bueno. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Dude, this guy is freaky. Oh, that guy is freaky looking. Ew, look at the tentacles coming out of him. Ugh, oh my god. This dude is nasty. Oh, that sucked. Oh my god, why is he spitting at me? Oh, he's spitting at me. God, he has so much health. God, I do so much damage though. Holy shit. Alright, come on, baby. Come on, baby. This is really all you got? Is this really it? It's like, I've been looking forward to this fight for a while now. You're telling me this is all the fight you got? You're telling me this is all the fight you got? I've been looking forward to this fight, dude, and this is it? How disappointing, Absolute Dread. How disappointing. How disappointing. You disappointed me. That sucked. Cool boss fight, sure. But like... God, I shouldn't have gotten my expectations. I should have raised my expectations after fighting Xanis. That was freaky. That was freaky. That was freaky. I wouldn't say these fights are starting to piss me off, but I'm more just disappointed because, like, what happened? The Xanis fight was so cool, and then every boss after that just kind of sucked. Absolute Dread dropped a bunch of Nightmare Fuel and a true Core of Fear. The Core of Fear was kinda ass, so I didn't use it, but I did use the Nightmare Fuel to make full Horror Armor, and it's worse than the Vortex Armor I'm already using. I was going to fight the boss again to get more Nightmare Fuel so that I could test out the new weapons, but I ran out of time in the night. I, again, had nothing to do until night, so I made a Dark Resonator to summon the Abyssal Armageddon event and the final boss. I also made the Shield of the Deities. It does everything the Ankh Shield does, except that it also gives me the ability to dash. Once night arrived, I resummoned Absolute Dread, killed it, and made the Disc of Dismay, and this weapon seemed to actually rival my kunai, but just barely. I also got the Existential Dread, the final mushroom I needed for redoing this fight during a Blood Moon. I decided to truly test out this new disc weapon on the Abyssal Armageddon, and let me tell you now, this shit was insane. Alright, here we go. The event to end all events. After this, the final boss spawns, and from there on, it's game over. It's game over. I have to kill the boss this go. 3, 2, 1. The Abyssal Armageddon has begun. Oh, come on out, guys. Come on out. Here we go. Oh, this weapon? It doesn't pierce. It kind of sucks. It's just kind of like bouncing off all the enemies. You know what? I wonder if my kunai is better. wonder if my kunai's better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is much better. It's homing too, so I don't have to worry about hitting them. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, now come get me. Now come get me. I'll come out of these little portals. This looks like a portal from Rick and Morty. God, these guys are gross looking. Like, actually disgusting. They look horrifying. And look at this guy. Look at this guy. The Abyssal Wraith. This guy looks nasty. Ow. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt a lot. Yeah. Nobody's getting me. Oh. Well, that's not horrifying at all. I should dodge those. I shouldn't just stand there. Oh, that's a big portal. Oh, it's blue too. Okay. Okay. What are you? What even are you? What are you? The mind? What was that? The mind flare. Oh, like from Stranger Things? Oh, like the thing from Stranger Things? Oh, is this one of those Stranger Things from Stranger Things? It may be strange, but it certainly isn't difficult. That's for sure. It's got teleports everywhere. Other than that, it's super easy. Where'd he go? Dude is not on my mini-map. Oh, he's way up here. What the hell? Oh, I can't even attack you right now. Oh, and that was it. The darkness thicket. Ooh, ow, oh my fucking god. Oh, all the enemies are different. The portal back here is bigger and now blue. Oh, that guy's strong as shit. Oh, nope. See, there we go. Oh, god damn, I just need to be 100% on top of my game right now. I need full health for when this guy spawns, and I have no clue when he spawns. Come on, baby. Grab that heart. Nice, nice. Nice, nice. Oh, that doesn't pause the game. Hold on, I need to make sure I'm recording. Everything's working. Okay, everything's doing good. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. And my health is... And I'm gonna die. And I am going to die. Dude, come on. I need some health. Oh, these guys are spawning more and more. They're actually just starting to spawn like fucking crazy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I need some health. I'm still losing health. I'm gonna die. Oh shit! Is that the boss? Dude, I'm literally dead. Okay, are you serious? Dude, you've got to be joking. I died as soon as he spawned. Oh, that's ridiculous. Fuck. Bro, I lost all of my health right before the fucking boss spawned. This shit is ridiculous. I did defeat the Mind Flayer though, so I made the 2 new ranged weapons and started the Abyssal Armageddon event again, but this shit sucked, bro. Like, I've been using the same weapon for the last 4 boss fights. Let's change it up a bit. Anyways, I fought through the entire event again and actually gave the final boss, Erebus, a good shot, and this was the boss I've been waiting for. This was the boss that has made this mod entirely worth it. After a few more attempts, I defeated the boss of the Abyssal Armageddon, Erebus. Yes! Oh, I almost died at the end there. Oh, I almost died at the end there. Oh, that was so close. Oh, that was such a close fight. Holy shit, I almost died at the end there. Suck my nuts. Suck my nuts. Yes, let's go, dude. This was such a wonderful boss fight. Like, sure, I've seen better, but it was nice to end this mod with a bang. Erebus dropped some of his scales and his heart was fire. Like, look at all the shit that I get from it. Look at all this. I decided to go all in on this dark matter armor, and it was still kind of a letdown, but since it's the last armor set, I chose to stick with it. I then summoned Erebus again and defeated it on my first try. This mod has become so free, bro. With all the extra scales I had, I made the Cavum, and I know I haven't tested it out on anything yet, but I already know that I'm just gonna hate it. I also made the Cunnilingus. It summons a mini version of Erebus, and this summon weapon was just a way better version of the Stardust Dragon. I then made the Dimensional Ammo Pouch. It's just an upgraded version of the Magic Quiver, but it also makes my projectiles inflict the Eldritch Decay debuff, and that's kinda like a more powerful version of the Cursed Flame debuff. Finally, I made the Xanis. It's a ranged weapon that turns bullets into void bullets, but honestly, I'm not sure if it'll be good or not. I tested all of this new gear against Erebus, and it turns out that the Xanis is the weapon that surpassed the rest, surprisingly. I used these extra scales to make the Erebus Bulwark, a better version of the Ankh Shield that also grants me the effects of the Frozen Turtle Shell and adds a dash. I was now fully geared up in all of the endgame weaponry, so I took myself and all 7 of my mushrooms over to the Keeper, gave them to him, and in return he gave me the reality bending shroom. I then clicked on the 3 question marks that popped up when you talked to the Keeper and summoned Terraria's secret boss. The secret boss was literally just the Keeper NPC getting high off of mushrooms, and this guy was hard, dude. Like I was barely doing any damage to him whatsoever. I decided to completely change my class from ranged back to melee so that I could get some extra defense, and also because the endgame melee weapons are all homing, unlike the ranged weapons, so it's a pretty obvious choice. All the mushrooms that I'd worked so hard for were consumed all at once for one shitty first attempt, but now I could buy another reality bending shroom from the Keeper's shop for a grand total of 99 glow shrooms. This guy's just a drug addict. He's just a drug addict. The shadow biome that I had next to my house gave me like 11 glow shrooms every couple of minutes, so I decided to extend it. And by extend it, I mean encase my entire house in it. The Grand NPC Hotel, everything was now part of the shadow biome. Now I pretty much just spent the rest of this playthrough waiting for glow shrooms to grow and attempting to fight the boss once every like 10-ish minutes. It was pretty awful, but I don't think there's any faster way to do this. After probably like 2 hours of pretty much just waiting around, I managed to defeat Terraria's secret boss.